Every year, between 6,000 and 8,000 horses are slaughtered for their meat, and many of these are ex-race horses. Really trying to make a big difference to the lives of the fate of these horses is Serena Miller here at the Midlands Racehorse Care Centre. So Serena, it's lovely to meet you. And can you tell me how long you've been doing this for?
We started the centre in October 2005, really to help ex-race horses in the Midlands, you know, get up and do a little bit of something, because I've seen a lot of good horses wasted, yeah, I just felt compelled to do something really, because they're very versatile, intelligent creatures, and I wanted to help.
Definitely. And so this charity's been running, what, for the last couple of years now?
Yeah, 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. And how did you, what transitioned you from you seeing what was happening to these horses to you actually setting up the charity? How did that happen?
Well, actually, I was working in one yard, and I had to go to university because I was studying to be a journalist, and I've been with horses all my life since I was 2. But there was one horse that I really loved at this yard, and I went off to university, and I was at a point-to-point, which is racing. It's but not under rules. So I went to a local point-to-point, and I found out from somebody that the horse had actually broken its leg, and its leg was hanging off below the knee, and he'd snapped his leg clean in two, and I couldn't have him because I was going away to university. So I promised myself and to other horses in the area that that would be the last horse that slips through my hands, you know, that I know.
What happened to that horse?
He was shot.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, his leg was so severely broken, it was dangling from below his knee.
Yeah.
And as quite often happens, he was shot, yeah.
Yeah, but in sort of, now that you have this charity running, if that happened to a horse again, is that a horse that you could bring here and rehabilitate it to then be rehomed, or?
If the leg's that badly broken, no.
Right.
But horses come out of national hunt, they come out of racing, which what we call under rules, and then they go on to amateur racing, which is point to point. And sometimes, you know, if we intercept, horses don't go on to do point to point, and therefore, you know, they're safer here, going on to do other disciplines like show jumping, eventing, because a lot of horses have injuries, and from racing under rules, and then they go on to point, and that can sometimes be the end of them. We do see a lot of deaths.
Sure. And in your experience, do the horses that end up in the slaughterhouses, have they been injured, or are they just quite healthy horses?
Healthy horses. Last year I went into a slaughterhouse in Cheshire, and they told me that it was mostly healthy horses. 2,000 horses at that one slaughterhouse per year that they actually put down. That's race horses, 2,000 ex-race horses.
Race horses?
Race horses.
So these are potentially horses that have raced and worked all their lives, and that's their retirement?
All babies. The majority of them are between 2 and 4 year olds that are going to slaughter. They're just not making the grade, or they're too weak to actually do the job. So they're the government have actually said that they are the most at-risk group, 2 to 3 year old thoroughbreds.
And what do you think could be a long-term solution to this problem?
I'd like more to be done from the actual racing bodies. The British Horse Racing Board, we don't get any help from the British Horse Racing Board.
None whatsoever?
None whatsoever, after numerous calls. When we've had national exposure, exposing horses going for meat, some that we'll meet in a moment, that were actually going to be sold to the continent for human consumption, then the British Horse Racing Board came to us, but we're not interested. You know, we want to remain independent now, but
Sure.
we haven't had any encouragement setting a charity up like this from the multi-billion spinning industry. You know,
Yes.
I mean, it just creates so much money, and we've not had any encouragement, and we know of other people that haven't either. You know, they just get a blank wall, really. They don't want to know.
Sure. And for each horse, how much does it cost you to look after a horse every year?
I mean, we're very lucky here. It's a family-run charity, so you know we keep our costs down. We have fantastic local volunteers. I mean, without them, you know, we wouldn't be able to carry on. So we don't pay staff, we don't pay rent. So you know, we do keep our costs down. You know, whereas other charities similar to us, you know, are renting their own places or have mortgages and stuff. So we're very lucky. But I think on average to keep a horse, you're looking at about for us anyway, about 2,000, 3,000 a year to retrain a horse.
And what about vets fees as well? Do you also have to pay those too?
The vets, yeah, we pay all the vets fees as well. At the moment we've still got outstanding £400 of vets fees. That's just for the last couple of months.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
And where can you? What would you like to see happen to the charity in the future?
I'd like to keep it small. The bigger, I'd like to expand and get bigger.
Yeah.
In the background there, we have a place that we can develop more stables. But I'd like to keep it on this yard. But perhaps be able to take maximum of 20 horses. I would like to also to be able to get more people involved from the racing industry and get more helpful horses in the area, really.
Brilliant, that's great. Well, hopefully you can show some of the horses now.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So this is Pedlar. Serena, tell us about Pedlar. What was the story?
Well, Pedlar's only 7, so he's only a baby.
Oh, wow.
And his owners are very good owners, and the trainer, they both want him, to go on and have another life in a different discipline. So
Sure.
he's a very lucky horse. He's in good hands, and he's come up here to make that transition into a riding horse and go on to a new home. And he's found a fantastic home, and so we're all over the moon. And
So you're just waiting for them to come and collect him?
Yep,
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh,
Fingers
that's
crossed, everything
great.
going well. But it'll be a home for life where he's going. So
Fantastic.
yeah, we're all happy for him.
One thing I've noticed from being ex-race horses, I would have expected them to be quite boisterous, but they're just so calm
Very,
and gentle.
They are.
Were they like that when they first came, or were they quite traumatised from maybe what they'd been through? Or
No, as I said, these horses come from good, quite good trainers. This one here.
Yeah.
We have had horses, that have been very, have been quite traumatised.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's just the mainly just the, being in 23 hours a day and just out 1 hour. They like to be as natural as possible, and we give them the opportunity here to go out into the fields and and have fun. And it's just that change. It's basically coming down off the high protein food. More time out in the field, and then they go out and enjoy themselves, and they're all very relaxed here. They enjoy it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And is that what they're normally fed when they're racing? Just high protein food?
It's a lot to do with the food, really. People have this misconception that all ex-race horses are maniacs, but it's not true.
Not
true.
well.
Touch wood,
You
we
don't
have good
seem
luck.
like much of a maniac, do you? Gorgeous, gorgeous, fantastic.